What's going on, everybody? Oh, so this is how I've got my room set up right now. Like my desk over here, and I got my bed over here. I moved it around just because it was a little more comfortable. Whatever. Oh, hey! Before we get into this video, do you use a toothbrush or toothpaste every day? How about deodorant or maybe face wash or lotion? Well, today's video is sponsored by the Dollar Shave Club, and they have all of those things, and they're great at those things. I got a little spittle dripping down my face. Yes, this video today is sponsored by the Dollar Shave Club. They've got all of your grooming and body and self-care needs, and they are generously selling for $5 their starter pack, which comes with a handle, some blades, and some shave butter so that you can get rolling. Christmas and the holidays are right around the corner, so if you've got a gift that you need to give, they've got awesome gift sets. I gave one to my brother last year and he absolutely loved it, would recommend. He's a dirty guy, but not anymore. So if you want to get this starter kit with all of those great things, just go to dollarshaveclub.com/Andrew and you'll get your $5 starter kit. Yeah! Alright, thanks again for sponsoring this video, Dollar Shave Club. Let's go back to the video. So I don't know why everybody asks me for relationship advice. Maybe it's because I've pretty much only ever been in relationships and never really been single. And like this is the first, like I'm still learning about being single and stuff like that. So if you got any single tips, pass those on. But I do and have a lot of experience with relationships, so maybe that's why sometimes I get asked about relationship advice. And something that has come up a lot, especially recently, I don't know if maybe it's that time of year, I have no idea. But people have been asking me how to deal with jealousy, saying that they've been getting jealous and they feel like it's being a strain on a relationship that they really care about. I'll tell you what I do and how I handle jealousy, and I feel like I have gotten a lot more comfortable with being a jealous person than I was 5 years ago. So I'll tell you some tips and we can talk about how to handle jealousy. Let's use an example. I was dating a guy and we were long distance, obviously who this is, and he was gonna go to a friend's like birthday party at like a gay destination. There's a ton of other gay guys. It's a very flirty, like out, like shirtless, like environment where I wasn't gonna be there and he was gonna be there, and I was afraid that, you know, he was gonna find someone better or find someone else. And everyone's worried about it. We all get jealous, right? Like, think about it. You're always gonna have that around. Jealousy is always gonna be a part of your life. But what matters is how you handle that jealousy and like what it makes you do. So if you get really upset and mad and say, no, I don't want you to go to your friend's birthday party. I am jealous. I'm worried about you doing something, leaving someone. You're pointing fingers and you're saying, I think you're going to cheat. But we have to figure out how to handle the situation to make it work for all of us, right? Because, yeah, I mean, it's going to happen forever. Jealousy is a human emotion. What's the point of being in a relationship, right? Why do we have boyfriends? Like, what's the point of that? So we're not going to be alone. You can have friends and not be alone. The point of having a relationship is having that person that's there for you, that you can work through life together. So you can also be there for them and they can be there for you, and you can help each other grow and learn, and you encourage each other and boost each other and make each other's life better, right? So yes, a relationship is supposed to be something that boosts your quality of life. Okay, so let's move forward. I read on a queer blog once that the best thing that you can do is isolate why you are jealous. It's probably one of two reasons. It's probably because you're not confident or secure with yourself, or because you don't trust the other person. So let's go through our example and figure out why I was jealous in that scenario. He was going out with his friends and I was jealous about him hanging out with other people and not talking to me and getting flirted with them, and it just made me upset. Why was I jealous about that? Well, I was worried that he was going to go out and meet someone new. And why was I worried about that? Because I don't want to be left alone. So what's wrong with being alone? Why I'm worried about being alone is because I'm worried I won't find someone else, right? And if I'm worried I won't find someone else, why am I worried that I won't find someone else? It's because of how I look or how I act or what I'm doing or my job or something like that. And for me, it was my personality. For some reason, I was afraid that he was going to go after someone that had a different personality than me. And there was my insecurity. I was insecure about how I am. Now that's pretty deep. I'm insecure about the way that I feel. I'm not comfortable and confident with who I am. And I'm projecting that by being jealous about someone else. So all of that aside, that's something I have to work on. So I started looking up how to handle insecurity online. And there's so many resources. One of the best things that helped me was to write out positive things about myself that helped me become more confident and secure about myself. And once I started to feel a little bit more confident about me being able to be the best me that I had, I was a lot less jealous about him going to hang out with these other people. So the first thing you should do is figure it out for yourself a little bit. And then I wanted to talk to him. I told him, hey, sorry I was quiet last night. I was feeling insecure, and that insecurity was making me jealous. And he was like, why? Why are you insecure? And I said, because I was worried that you were going to go talk to someone else because of, like, you wanted this other thing, and that's what I had told myself, and that I wasn't that for you. And he comforted me and was like, of course that's not true. And I trusted him, and I believed him, and that helped so much. A relationship is supposed to be a space for you to grow, right? So if you can talk to that person, tell them how you're feeling without pointing a finger and actually believing what they have to say, it's going to work so much better. No matter what the situation is, if you're talking about an open relationship or a closed relationship, it doesn't really matter as long as you're trusting of that other person and what they say, and you get out what you're feeling and what you want to say, and you guys work on those things together, it'll work out. But if you don't, and you don't trust that person, then we have a problem. Or let's say a different scenario is I was worried that he was going to go talk to someone else because he had done that before and left me and stopped talking to me for 2 weeks. Okay, that's a pretty good reason for me not to trust him, right? So then I have to say that, hey, you did this before, you didn't talk to me, I was worried about this, we've talked about it, and now the reason is because I didn't trust him. And that's a little different. Trust is so important. If you don't trust him, it's not gonna work. So you have to tell him, I didn't trust you in this. So we need to build that trust. We need to figure out ways that you and I can learn to trust each other better. Otherwise, it's really just not gonna work. Doing these things, coming into your own mind and saying the things that you like about yourself, or that you recognizing the fact that you're jealous, even bringing it up with the other person and telling them about these problems that you have, even if they sound silly, it's not hard, it's just uncomfortable, right? So it's something you should just do. If you start doing that and make yourself vulnerable and talking to that person about those things, it makes it so much easier to do it later. And then it makes it a lot easier for them to do the same for you. It just makes it a very conducive relationship where you're gonna help each other and not hold each other back. They're gonna have their own things too. They're gonna have things that they don't like, that are bothering them, that make them uncomfortable, or that maybe they're jealous and their own insecurities. And if they can talk to you because you talk to them about yours, think about how successful the relationship is going to be. That's exactly what I want. That's what I want in a relationship, is somebody that I can tell them how I feel, they can tell me how that they feel, and that because we help each other, we're willing to compromise in some ways, but also to work together to figure out what will make us both feel the best and help each other. Jealousy is something that everyone's going to experience, and it really just depends on how you handle it as to what happens with it and how your relationship lasts and succeeds. I feel like I rambled a lot there. Main points are, when you're jealous, figure out why, and then think about it yourself and talk about it with your partner. That's pretty much it. Don't point fingers. That's the biggest thing you can do. Don't get mad, because I've done that before. When I was younger, I would call and be like, I saw you liked this person on Instagram and blah, blah, blah. It makes me so jealous. You shouldn't do that. You should only like my photos, and you come a long way. You just have to figure out, okay, why was I jealous about that? Because I was afraid he's gonna leave me. Because I wasn't confident with how I felt. Because I felt like he should only be liking my stuff. Well, let me tell you, that's not gonna happen. Do you guys have any tips for people that are experiencing jealousy or feel threatened or insecurity or trust problems, things that have helped you before? I'm curious. Leave them in the comments down below. All right, be sure you subscribe if you don't already. That helps me so much. I'll talk to you guys soon. And remember, never stop learning.